Hello, my amazing art friends. Last week, you guys started your fantasy treehouse project. You drew the three-dimensional form for your house, and then you drew your tree holding it up. And so this week, what we're gonna do is we're going to start adding those details, and you had to think about a theme of what your house was going to be last week. So we're gonna start adding all of those things for your theme, and we're gonna have to use some of the elements of art and principles of design. The first one we're gonna use is space. So we're gonna have to talk about the difference of things in perspective and how things look when they're farther away from you and how they look when they're closer to you. We're gonna be talking about overlapping and things like that. And we're also gonna have to add texture to our drawing. Texture is the way something looks or feels. And so we can't feel the tree bark on our paper, so instead we're gonna have to draw it. We're gonna have to make it look like that barky, rough texture and adding that on your house and the grass and wherever else in your drawing. And then we're also gonna be talking about the principle of design emphasis. We want our house to be the main focus, so that has to be the emphasis of our project. All right, let's get started. All right, friends, last week we started our fantasy treehouse project. So we drew a three-dimensional house inside of a tree, and we showed a little bit of perspective with the steps getting smaller and smaller as we go to the top. We showed overlapping and space with the tree going behind the house, all right? And so now today we're gonna be adding texture and details. And so to show texture is the way something looks or feels. And so I want to show that this house is made out of wood, so it would feel rough and splintery, right? So to do that, I'm gonna have to draw planks. And so maybe in my house, I'll add different boards in here to show that it is made out of wood. What about my roof? Well, my roof could be made out of shingles or could be a metal roof. So I could go and I can add details there to show that it would be bumpy and rough. I want to show that my tree is made out of wood, so I'm going to add texture there by using lines to show the wood grain. And I could even add like a little knot in the tree by adding a swirly line. And so this week, we're just gonna take some time and add all of these fun details that really make your project come to life. And you can start adding things that go with your theme. So we thought about what theme we'd want last week, and so now you can start adding some of those fun things. Like if I wanted my tree to be art themed, my house, I can add whatever details I want to show its theme. So here right now, I'm gonna add a rope that's gonna come down because I added a little, what's that called? Little patio, I suppose, on my tree house. And so I'm gonna add like a little wooden pail, and inside my bucket or my basket, I'll have art supplies coming out of it, so I can easily carry my supplies to and from my tree house. All right, so now I'm showing a woven texture. Same thing on the rope. I'm adding lines to show that it is rope and not just a line. All right, so this week, like I said, we're just going through and adding some of these fun details that make our projects unique and to show extra textures and details. Right now it's on the ground, but there's stuff behind my tree, right? What if there is another hill behind my tree and I can add details here? Maybe I'll put add an easel over here, or I could add more trees in the background, and as things are in the background, they'll be a little bit smaller, so they'd be further away. I could add the sun, the moon, whatever I want. This is a fantasy treehouse. It doesn't have to be real. If my theme was dinosaurs, I could put a dinosaur in the back trying to eat the leaves. I can do whatever I want. So like I said, you're just going to be adding the details and starting to put in all of those things that go along with your theme. All right, next week we're going to outline and start to color. Happy creating! Here are a couple of student examples that I found online. One shows a kids-only theme and the other shows a dinosaur theme. Notice all of those awesome details, things overlapping, and different textures. These are just a couple of ideas, and I cannot wait to see what you guys make.